I know from talking to lots of you over the last couple of weeks that you're paying close attention to the way in which the coronavirus epidemic is happening in Romania. And I know therefore that many of you will be concerned by today's news that Romania has hit a historic high both for case numbers and deaths recorded in one day, as well as for number of patients in intensive care units in hospitals. These are clearly disturbing figures, and we are watching the situation very carefully. At the same time, we're very pleased that the Romanian government has acquired new powers to actively manage the risks and the threat of this outbreak by having new powers to isolate and quarantine and to require public health measures to be taken. And my request very much is that we all comply with any new restrictions that might be introduced. The government has been clear that it doesn't favour a national response. It doesn't look as if we'll have a national lockdown, but there could well be limited measures introduced in places that are at particularly high risk. And I think it's very important to recognise that the epidemic is happening in Romania in very different ways from county to county, and probably from town to town as well. There are lots of counties with very low incidence of COVID-19. Bucharest has actually got a pretty low rate of infection so far. Other counties such as Argeș are much higher. Suceava remains very high because of the early outbreaks. Galați has been problematical. So please pay attention to the local information that's available to you. Please especially pay close attention to real information. What the Romanian government is telling you can be relied upon, whereas so much that's on social media is disinformation. Some of it is willfully designed to decrease government's ability to handle these public health issues in the best way possible. So please use real evidence and government and international organisation statistics, and not the disinformation that is available. It doesn't mean, of course, that we need to stop all activity. It just means that we need to be safe. And I think by now we know what that means. It means maintaining social distance, wearing masks where that is prescribed, wearing gloves potentially, but just being assertive about our own health interests. And actually, if somebody is standing too close and talking to you saying, would you mind if we have a little bit of distance? Don't find that you have to shake hands if somebody is offering you theirs. I am saying no to everybody's handshake at the moment, and it just seems a basic protection measure that we can all make. If there are new limitations introduced, our embassy activity will reduce once more. We're doing what we can to be as normal as possible in our outreach, both to you, British citizens in Romania, but also to business and to politics, because we've got big priorities to achieve, but we must do those in a way that is safe. Finally, you won't be surprised that I am not expecting the British government's decision about travel to Romania or the requirement on Romania originating passengers to isolate in the UK when they arrive there. I'm not expecting any changes in those requirements given the high number of cases that we've got and the fact that the epidemic is growing again in Romania. So thank you for listening. Please do keep safe.